Michael Barone, Resident Fellow of the American Enterprise Institute and Senior Political Analyst for the Washington Examiner. Thank you for joining us.
Nice to be with you.
So last week we talked to Bill Galston about the election, and we focused mostly on the Obama campaign. This week we want to talk about the Romney campaign. So far, Romney has focused mostly on the economy. I'm wondering, do you think that should be his strategy going forward, or do you think there are other aspects of the Obama presidency that he should be going after?
I think a related issue, and one that he has talked about during the primaries and more recently, is crony capitalism. When you have big government, and you have government interfering in private companies, as it's been doing with the General Motors and Chrysler loan guarantees, which bailed out the United Auto Workers contracts, and things like the Green Jobs Solyndra, you're going to be vulnerable to charges of crony capitalism. If you read the history of the late 30s, there were attacks on the Roosevelt administration on just those grounds.
You're known for the biannual Almanac of American Politics, which focuses a bit on the politics of each state. I'm wondering, which swing states, or which states in general, can Romney take from Obama's 2008 electoral haul?
Well, it's generally conceded that Obama is not going to carry Indiana again. He's probably not going to carry the Nebraska 1st Congressional District, which was one electoral vote. He's not going to carry Missouri, which he came within a hair's breadth of carrying in 2008. People are pretty sure of that. Since 2005, we've seen much more volatile voting patterns. Big gains for the Democrats in 2006, 2008, big gains for the Republicans in 2010. In that environment, you could expect that the list of target states may very well change, and that's what's happened. We've seen Wisconsin and Michigan, for example, becoming target states now, at least in the minds of many analysts. Those are states that Obama carried 56-42 and 57-41, pretty big margins. I think when you're looking for benchmarks for this election, you should consider not only the performance of the parties in 2008 in the presidential and House elections, but the House popular vote in 2010. The popular vote for House of Representatives has become a good proxy for support of the president and his party since the mid-90s.
And the message that the Republican congressman used in 2010 was rather conservative. I'm wondering how Romney goes into these swing states and wins over moderate voters while also keeping the conservative base fired up.
I think one area that Romney may do better at than Republicans have done in the last 20 years, really, is affluent voters. Now, no political campaign likes to say we're targeting people with high incomes. They're going to vote for us. That just doesn't sound good. You know, it's like in Britain, the conservatives saying, well, we do carry Kensington and Chelsea, you know. But Romney won the Republican nomination because of big margins in affluent areas. In the Michigan primary, he carried Oakland County, his home county, suburbs northwest of Detroit, most affluent county in the state, by 31,565 votes. He carried the other 82 counties by 413 votes.
You also wrote that Romney needs to win over white working class voters. First of all, why? And second of all, how has the white working class vote changed from 2008?
Well, the white working class vote, the best proxy we have for that for the exit poll is white non-college graduates. They're a diminishing share of the electorate, as the Democratic analyst Roy Teixeira points out, but they're still a very large share of the electorate. Republicans actually did well with them in 2008. John McCain carried that demographic by 58-40 margin. If nobody else had voted, he would have won in a landslide. So basically, Romney has to hold on to those voters. You know, his background as the son of a auto company management guy, private equity and things, is not an easy mesh with that group. But I think right now they're focused on defeating President Obama, and they go to Romney as the best available tool to do that job.
Do you see any parallels between this election and past presidential elections?
I think that, you know, the 2000-2004 elections, held in that period of very static voting, got us accustomed to thinking that every segment of the electorate's going to keep voting pretty much as it has in the past, and you just want to goose turnout up a little among your supporters, depress it perhaps among your opponents, and squeeze out a few extra votes that, you know, every state will go 1% more Republican or 2% more Democratic, all in tandem. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think we have to be on the lookout for different segments of the electorate moving in different ways.
Who do you think is going to win?
If I had to bet $1,000 on the result, I'd bet on Mitt Romney. I'm with my old boss, the Democratic pollster Peter Hart, who in May said that Obama's chances were no better than 50%. Having said that, I would not spend the winnings in advance, and no better than 50% means that Obama has a 50% chance of winning, and that's more than many candidates have had in our history.